Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hi, I'm Christian.
I'm Daniel.
And that's Daniel. And this is the Christian
And Daniel Show. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing?
We're so happy you're here to see Christian and Daniel.
Yes. You see Christian, and then on the way out, you can just tip me. I want to welcome everybody. We're running just a little bit behind. Technical errors on my end. Yes.
Why are we running behind?
Yeah. You know what? Whatever. I made the mistake of setting up the show late, and so here we are. Yes. So you have to go into StreamYard and set up the times to start the show, and I accidentally set up for 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock, and then by the time I realized it was already past 5 o'clock. Which, in order to do LinkedIn, you have to. Hey, Safar, how you doing, sir? Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Safar.
You have to give it an hour ahead of time for LinkedIn to get in. So in order to do that, I had to do 6:05. So that's where we're running a little bit behind today. And but welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. How are you? Shut up.
Are you asking them, or are you asking me?
Well, I'm asking everybody. For all of our friends on Facebook, all of our friends on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Hey, Barbie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Barbie.
Thank you for joining us. Remember that you can be part of the conversation too. All you have to do is join in. And recently, I've discovered that even our friends on Twitter can be part of the conversation. So go into the video, join the conversation, and you can join in. Yeah, there was before they couldn't do it. So
the people on the Twitter can do it.
People on the Twitter can join the conversation too. So yes, well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, despite Daniel's issues, we're glad you're here.
Yes, we're here. But just remember that we're here every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on all 4 channels, 4 Facebook pages, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, and you can find us here. So please put a reminder. And hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, will you scroll down and hit that subscribe button and like the video? That helps us a whole lot. And so
it does. We need to change the name away from Daniel G. Garza to Little Mexican Productions Incorporated.
We want to make the changes. This week, as
their request is unreasonable. I should be able to change my account name whenever the HDEE I want.
But we can do it with all of our friends and their support. We can get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We can do it. You can do it. You can do it. This week, as it says in the announcement,
Nadia Comaneci. I don't need you to tell me.
No, that's from.
It's a famous line from the ex-coach of the USA gymnastics team.
But that's Rob Schneider in every.
I know.
Every movie Rob Schneider's in. Every movie Rob Schneider's in, he says that. You can do it. Yes. Really? Every what's his name? Movies.
You follow Rob Schneider. He doesn't do that in The Hot Chick.
Well, because that's not a Adam Sandler movie. In every Adam Sandler movie, he has that line.
Oh, it's not Rob Schneider. It's Adam Sandler that you're talking about.
You know what? You're trying to show off, and I'm going to go kick your ass tomorrow. So we have a special guest, so try to behave. Yes, you know that from the movies. Thank you. Somebody agrees with me. We know that from the movies.
Those movies. That's what you misreferenced.
Yes. So we have a special guest with us today. Ross McCurry, he's a really good friend of mine. We know each other for, it seems longer than we really do, but it's because we talk a lot. And what did it say? They have, yeah, thank you. Yes. He is a chronic pain advocate, a good friend of mine, friend of the show. Hi, Ross. Welcome to the show.
And straight
Hey, guys.
from the middle of Canada's Regina, Saskatchewan.
How did I know you were going to go there, Christian?
Hey, you know, the train door opened and I just stepped right through. Mind the gap.
Most people don't know where I am, but I for most of my U.S. friends, what I say is I'm right above North Dakota. That's the easiest way to landmark people because most people don't know, Canada at all. We are actually, and don't even go there, Christian, because I know you're going to. But you're amazing too, Barbie. We are actually considered Western Canada. And I advocate for chronic pain, and because I was diagnosed with a rare disorder called complex regional pain syndrome 16 years ago. Same thing as Barbie's dealing with. So
how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Nothing more.
I was thinking he was going to say more. But,
I can say a whole lot more, but I'm trying to keep it short for you guys. But no.
Oh, okay.
Is that a short joke? Is that a little person joke? What the heck?
That is a little. Yeah, it is.
There's a ton of I have no idea where North Dakota is. That's what I was laughing about earlier.
No, what I was going to say is see and okay. I've got to go somewhere because I called her. Every time I have to laugh because every time I talk to Barbie, she says Canada instead of Canada.
Canada.
And
Canada.
Sorry, Barbie, I had to call you out. And so now she's saying Eastern Canada. No, we're Western Canada. Sorry, Barbie. And I had to take it.
Eastern Canada, I love it. Don't we have a Canada here in Southern California? It's a city called Canada, but it has the.
I don't know. See,
Canada.
Okay, but you can't justify it, Barbie. It just we've had this discussion. That you can. I don't say like he's saying
it. We knew he's just making it up.
It's the same, and people say the same thing about Regina too. They say Regina. Instead of saying Regina, they say Regina. Now, if you said Regina,
don't even try that. If you
hi, Ken. Welcome to the show, Ken.
I can't imagine.
Hey, Ken.
For that, they go.
I've tried.
I just remember in town.
No.
Now I'm shameless.
Well, as long as you get oot with it.
It's funny. People say that I have
Virginia.
Virginia.
Virginia's Regina.
Oh, this is just going to go sideways right from the start, isn't it?
But we knew since 2 weeks ago that you were commenting. That this was going to already, this is why we had you on the show.
Yeah. No.
Like the girls parts with the R.
It's not vagina, it's vagina. It sounds like vagina.
Brad, do you smoke?
Oh, brother.
Vagina slims. Or Virginia's long.
Oh, no. How did I know that this was going to happen, right?
Oh, my God. And this, folks, is in the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
This is just the first 10 minutes of the show. So, but before we continue, I want to make sure, because we wanted to let people know that it's coming up, because we met at Healthy Voices. And Healthy Voices
is that happening this year?
It's virtual.
It sure is.
In person?
No, it's virtual.
No, not in person. No, we're doing June 11th through the 13th. We're actually going to break it up this year, or this will be the second Healthy Voices Live that we have.
Cool.
And the last one that we did was all day. It was done in one continuous. And the consensus was that, oh geez. Oh, brother.
But I forgot you're an advisor for Healthy Voices this year, correct?
Yeah, I'm an advisor
okay.
this year, and one of the things that the feedback was saying was to try and break it up over a couple of days, and just because for those of us that are dealing with conditions, it is really, really hard, and it's a really long day. And so the consensus was that it just was going to, maybe we could try breaking it up and make it and stretch it over a weekend. So yeah, that's coming up. And, it's been quick that this all, it seems like March. I think we started planning stuff out in February, March. Ooh. And, Barbie agrees. It is spreading it out. It'll be so much better.
Yeah, I think that is a very good idea. I mean, I haven't dealt with chronic pain, but I am such a baby wimp that the little pain I have had to deal with in my life, as far as like body pain, for me, it was specifically stomach, gastrointestinal issues, that I couldn't sit still for a 1 hour meeting, because the pain made me I was so uncomfortable just in general because of the pain that I couldn't stop squiggling around and moving, which distracts everyone, of course, on a video conference. And yeah. I learned I couldn't sit for an hour. I couldn't go get my teeth done. I couldn't go get a massage. I couldn't see my chiropractor. I had trouble even going to my doctor because I was so uncomfortable. I couldn't sit. And so I could say in the last few years, I've gained a great empathy for people who deal with way more intense chronic pain than I do. And my mom was also someone who lived with chronic pain. And she was, oh my God. Now I get how tough she was. Like, I get it. Like, she was, I don't know. She was something beyond me. I did not get that toughness.
Well, and this is like a pain that, Barbie can relate to it because she deals with it. But with CRPS, RSD, RSD is what I'm actually starting to swing towards as far as what you call it. And it's had a name change, and Barbie would be able to chime in. I've forgotten how many times it's had a name change. I want to say it's upwards of 50 to 75 times the name of this has changed. I'd have to go back into a few people that I'm connected with to get that, but Barbie would probably be able to quickly tell me, but more than 20. Yeah. So, but the condition that we live with is a pain that, I can't do it justice by explaining it. And what people often don't understand, and there's a new one, right? She just let me know this, and I'd be interested, Barbie, in finding out how you found out it had changed, because I've tried to source it up here in Canada, and nobody's been able to give me any official. There's been an official name change to it. Anyway, that's another discussion, and maybe a few emails.
We're going to set up for Ross to come on, put it together conversations, and talk about his condition and have a whole discussion.
Yeah.
So, Oh, okay. The hospital in Arizona. And
okay.
I wonder, as long as we have you, there's an ICD code.
ICD code. No, that's for the insurance system, like how they bill it.
Oh, okay.
My question is, okay, before we move on from this, I just want to make sure people, if you want information on Healthy Voices conference, which is a 3-day conference, please, we're going to put the information on here so you can register. You still have time to register for it, and join in the conversations. I'm presenting at the end of the conference with the Healthy Voices Impact Fund. I'm part of the Impact Fund advisory board, so I'm going to be there. Yes, we're going to bring Ross on, put it together, and have him have a whole show about that. There you go. Thank you, Barbie. Thank you.
Yeah.
So go.
And
check
we've
that out.
we got a whole bunch of great stuff planned for Healthy Voices. It's going to be a really good. I'm hoping it's going to be a really good conference this year. I mean, it's tough because you love to have a conference like Healthy Voices is a great conference. Virtually, it's been fantastic. The one they did, but if you've ever had the chance to go to the conference itself, there's something incredibly special when you get this group of 145 people or however many. It's a smaller group. You get these 145 people that all come together with from spectrums across all different spectrums of illness, and it's as though there is no actual all those illnesses meld into one. You're all dealing with the same things in a lot of cases, right? You're dealing with a lot of common symptoms that you're dealing with and issues.
It's a great place to find out that it's a great place to acknowledge the fact that you are not alone in your diagnosis, and that probably the weirdest thought you've had about your diagnosis, somebody else has thought about it. And I said it from the beginning. It is one of the places where the more diagnoses you have, the cooler you are, because you get to hang out with a whole bunch of other people and you don't feel isolated, which is really cool. Look for it, folks. We'll bring you more information soon. What else?
We want to thank our artistic director, Checo Doria,
yes,
for all of his work. We wanted to thank our stage manager, who we don't know whether he's here or not, Ebag Odell, or...
I haven't seen, and I forgot to change the logo. There I forgot to change the colors.
And I know, I noticed that. Hey, director, right? And we also wanted to thank our musical director, Kai Kalama, for our theme music.
Yes.
We forgot to do that at the top of the hour because Daniel did not schedule the show correctly.
Barbie, you are by all means one of the coolest people I know.
I have to second that.
One of the coolest people. I tell people this story all the time. When you can find somebody that is running a conference from a scooter with an oxygen tank.
Lord.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Wonder Woman, what? No. There is no.
I remember. That was crazy.
Yeah. That was crazy.
But okay, so I have a question since you are in Canada. Do you? And I've always wondered this about, because we were talking about finding
it is moist here.
Is the maple syrup better?
I'm biased. I have to say it is.
Is your maple syrup stickier than ours? I just wonder. No, that is not what I was going to ask both of you.
Okay, what were you going to ask?
I had to get her there. Yes. Well, we can. Ken, you are, man. I love you, man. You're one of the coolest people I know. So, I think she's answering to the question about the syrup. Yes, it's stickier.
Vagina stickier.
No, stop it, both of you. This is a serious question. I was just wondering.
Very serious question.
Do have you ever noticed or have you ever heard, do you, when it comes to the internet and information, is there information that we have that you don't get, or vice versa? That
they're not a fascist regime.
Well, I'm just wondering, because some countries do.
I get the same Wheaties as you do. I get the same.
I'm not talking about Wheaties.
It's just that instead of saying out, their doors say words.
I'm just wondering, because
in Canada is spelled OOT.
Okay, if we could do that, then we could download stuff for instance, that people in Australia watch on our, and we don't. So
we can't.
Yeah, there are subtle
not everything.
There's subtle differences. I mean, there's some limitations that are put on things like streaming services like Netflix, right? You've got your Netflix you've got your US version and you've got your Canadian version. I think they're very similar.
Yeah, they really are.
I don't think there's a whole lot of difference, but what they
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken.
Didn't I just say that before? Thanks, Ken.
Like way before.
They're actually, it's actually really interesting what they're trying to do. Amazon, yep. There's geez, you got to stop to look at these long questions that people like Barbie put.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Questions, because I have a VPN that I change to different countries so I can watch, like, we can't watch RuPaul's Drag Race anywhere in the US without subscribing to something. Well, I can watch it on Netflix for the UK, the regular RuPaul's Drag Race, and all the other drag races just show on Netflix.
Yeah,
so I can watch it.
And we can do that.
They will try. Canadians have VPN services. That's pretty high tech.
What were you gonna say, Ross?
There's a way. They'll actually shut them down. They'll, if you try to do those things and source the U.S., they'll actually cut your feed or track those IPN or those VPNs. There's a bill right now. Actually, it's interesting that you mention all this stuff because there's a bill going through our legislation right now. Bill C-10, I think is what it's called. And that bill, if it passes, it will limit anything that I can say, as what they're saying in principle. They're saying it's for those on YouTube or Twitter or any of the social media platforms. They're saying this bill is only supposed to limit them as to what they can say and what they can't say on their social media. And if this bill passes, then a lot of people here are worried that it's going to affect what they can actually say. It is, Barbie said, Canada is a free country, but
that sounds like censorship.
There's a lot of potential censorship coming down the pipe. Wow. And even
it wasn't such a dumb question, now was it?
But we have to remember also, Canada is not a democracy. Technically, Canada is still under part of the monarchy, right? That's why.
We're
comes in waves, and her children come in wave, and everyone goes crazy.
Yeah,
we do too, but we don't care.
I'm not. Well, what it makes me worry about, because what I'm hearing through all the reports is that if this bill passes and they do start the censorship, does start affecting things, then what I'm hearing is that some of the social media sites like Twitter and YouTube and stuff will just pull their service from our country, and not allow us to. So it does have implications, right?
That's that's a little scary.
So I wasn't too off in my question that there.
For the third time, honey, great question. You did a good.
Shut up! I'm trying to I'm trying to validate.
Are we thirsty today?
You know what? Let me remove you.
Try.
I just wondered because I've seen like YouTube videos and TikTok videos where they talk about that. It's like in the States, you guys are getting this news, we're not getting this, or
I've seen that too on TikTok in particular, and that's that they're even entertaining a censorship bill. That is a little scary.
Yeah, and the thing is, they'll play it up like the minister that introduced this bill. Apparently, what he said was that he announced it incorrectly, and that it was only supposed to affect those that have millions of viewers or subscribers and so forth, and that make a profit off of those services, like YouTube or whatever. but a lot of us are reading through the lines and seeing that this is something more than just that. I mean, who knows, right? I'm not a politician, and I don't know. I try to keep myself as far away from politics as possible, but with things like this that I hear about, and those are impactful, and those for a person like myself, where all my advocacy channels through those social media sites, right? You in essence are going to affect me in being able to reach the people that I reach and connect with and advocate to. So, it does have an implication for me.
Yeah, and that's Barbie's right. Barbie was right on both counts. Whether you're under a monarch or parliament with a monarch, no matter what you're in, you are free countries. You're supposed to be, a British person
supposed to be a free country.
Yeah, a British person can say Queen Elizabeth is a moron publicly, and no one's going to arrest him for that, or her. And the same thing in Canada. You could say your prime minister is a moron, and no one can arrest you for that so far. And this sounds like it's going down that ugly. I was kidding about fascist, but this is fascism.
Well, it's almost scary, because since COVID started, there's been a lot of there's so much has happened, right, with COVID and what's happened with businesses and what's happened with, and so now what's happening is you're seeing the result in our government, in how things are being run, and it's almost scary. It So it's
people are just like, yeah. Well, I mean, the reason I also asked is because I was watching something about Brazil, where all these things were happening in Brazil during COVID, during the lockdowns, and they weren't being reported. Everything was getting shut down. When TikTok was removed from some countries, people were not able to share information. And as advocates, and
not here.
Yeah, I think it's very important. Like, as advocates, we count on social media, especially for people like in Healthy Voices. We were just talking about Healthy Voices. As online advocates, we count on social media to share information. And sometimes it's not good information. But if we're being blocked, you can't keep. I mean, Little Mexican Productions Inc. We are a social media company, and if we got shut down, that would stop us from doing anything.
Like if they censored us and said your shows aren't valid, or they're not in line with what the government wants to see or promote on social media, they'd basically kill our company.
Well, and my platform, I mean, my whole platform is online, because it's I mean, the whole reason I got involved with Healthy Voice, wrong think. Elaborate on that, Ken, because
use sentences, Ken.
Use your words.
Before we continue on that thought, I want to remind everybody you're watching the Christian and Daniel Show, and today's guest is our friend Ross McCurry, and we're talking about.
I do have to confirm one thing I heard recently. Now, it's almost as serious as the censorship issue. And to Americans, other than Daniel, to all other Americans, and particularly this one, I would be totally gagged if this was true. Is it true that iced coffees are illegal in Canada?
Oh my God.
That you cannot order at a Starbucks an iced coffee, like a venti mocha, which is what I live on. I drink. I saw that they said it was illegal. Like, you can't even ask for it, or you could get in trouble.
Where did you hear this?
On TikTok.
On social media? See, that's the social media
service. Didn't you know? They showed a guy, and he went up there, and he said, "Can I get this?" And they were like, "No, you can't get iced coffees here. All you could do is order the coffee." And then they ordered a venti cup of ice, which they could get, and then they combined it themselves. Are you serious? Like, as an American citizen, we cannot imagine our iced coffees not
That's a
being
good
legal.
topic.
Like,
Okay,
no
Yeah,
one
before
is
you
going to
continue with the
riot
coffee
in the street.
conversations, I want to remind everybody you're watching the Christian and Daniel Show. Thank you for joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure that you add to the conversation, join us, and be part of it. Great of you. I'm very proud of you guys. I'm so glad.
Aw,
Thank you, Fahim. Another great friend of the show. Thank you, Fahim.
We do have fun on this show, so that's my question obviously was the lighter question. It wasn't as serious, obviously. As
Yeah, at some point we gotta have Fahim on this show to come over.
But as an American citizen, I'd be very mad if I couldn't get an iced coffee and I asked for it and they said no. I'm a tourist. You give me what I want when I want it.
Well, you can come here, Christian, and you can get it because and they would gladly serve you.
Okay, so is it just like a myth? Was that just like some TikTok BS?
It must have been.
That's so funny.
Not in Regina. You can get anything you want in Regina.
You can
get all the wet coffee you want in Regina.
Now, Daniel doesn't like iced coffee. He thinks iced coffee is a travesty and an abomination to all coffee.
Ken just like some bat soup.
You know what it is, and this is a good time to switch the conversation a bit. It's we're having a lunar eclipse today.
Tonight?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard about the 3 days of darkness that starts on January 6th? This is more TikTok news. It's very valid. It's very important.
Someone has too much time on their hands.
Well, when I'm waiting, I'm sitting here going through all my bureaucratic garbage I'm going through with IMDb and stuff. Oh my Lord. You know how hard it is to get a show list on IMDb? And then when they don't recognize that you are you, and it boggles my mind. I have an account that I need to upgrade, but if they change the account, it has to go through Amazon, and Amazon wants to submit my name differently than I just fought hard to get. It's insane. Guys, this is insane.
Random story. Oh, so you're having a lunar eclipse and a random storm in Arizona.
And a random storm.
Is there a sandstorm? Is there a sandstorm in Arizona? Because that's what.
What you think? The Arizona?
It's hard to get IMDb. Yeah. But my question was going to be: do you feel like y'all are affected by eclipses and new and full moons? Do you feel like your mood is affected by the full moons and the eclipses and such?
Well, if you're asking me if I grow, hair and horns and all of those things, no, I don't. But I don't turn into some.
I have a full head of hair and horns.
Once a month, Ross has just blonde locks.
Just a couple little horns poking out there.
Well, that would be something for me, seeing as I have nothing.
I know, you become a horny blonde.
Oh, it was at 4 a.m. this morning. Oh, okay, we missed it.
I was just going to say, well, have you not seen the pictures? Because there's all kinds of pictures that have come up on social media.
So this explains. So this is not lunar eclipse mood. This is just us being weird.
You just made mistakes, honey.
We're just weird today. Okay.
Who is this royal we keep referring to? Do you really mean I am just weird?
Oh,
well, I do live in Regina, so you have to be weird to live.
And it's Regina, Saskatchewan.
When all else fails, blame it on the Regina.
Christian, I don't even bother telling people to try Saskatchewan because it's
they can't spell it.
Daniel just
Saskatchewan.
Oh my God.
Isn't that a Chinese dish? Can I get Saskatchewan beef?
I'm just waiting for him to.
At first, I read that he has a moose in his pocket, and I thought she was talking about Ross.
Okay. Okay, I have to because we talked about a moose. Okay,
a moose.
Now Daniel, we've got a cottage out at a place out here. My dear Flint. Oh, somebody knows Moose Jaw.
In Moose Jaw?
No, it's 45 minutes from here.
Moose Jaw?
Yeah, that's actual called Moose Jaw.
It's an actual city. It's a city, but
that is adorbs. I'm totally gagged.
It's a city, and I'm telling you, it's a city that has the largest moose. It has the largest replica moose that's on the highway, and well, let's just say it. Oh, I can't even go there with it.
The largest
So-
moose.
It's anatomically correct. Let's just say that.
And
And
she's a female.
well, they've
Moose
just
Jaw.
added.
Moose Jaw,
I'm
not
not
just a
even
city, it's an attitude.
It's an attitude, but see, what's really funny about it is that it's there's another city that built one that was larger. So Moose Jaw decided that what it was going to do was build one that was even bigger. So it's this competition of having the largest moose.
The largest.
But but anyway,
We're going to make ours male, so it's even bigger.
Oh my god. So
it's 45 minutes from here. It's 45 minutes from here west, as you head out towards Alberta.
Okay.
And
Moose Jaw.
yeah.
So if Moose Jaw and Regina had a fight, who would win?
I've totally forgot what I was where I was going with my because I was trying to
The large moose.
oh yeah, the story of the moose, that's right.
Oh, God.
So it was quite funny because we've got a cottage that's about 45 minutes from here in a place called Fort Capel, and I've sent you pictures before of the lake that we're on. And so this one morning, I mean, and we've got moose in the area, and you've got to watch the highways as you're driving and so forth. But this one morning, I'm dead asleep. My wife gets up significantly earlier than I do, and she comes storming into the bedroom. Get up! There's a moose in the lake. And it's 6 o'clock, and here's this moose. I've got the video of it.
And they're gigantic.
And here's this moose swimming past our pier and comes up through the camp that we have our cottage beside.
Oh.
So anyway, that's my moose story. But I said,
I've heard it's scary.
it's not a by any means a story that is earth shattering or anything like that, right? But it was the 6 o'clock wake up. It was a 6 o'clock wake up call that I had for a moose that was, and it started my heart. So,
And it paid you a visit. I mean, it can't be
I did.
See a moose taking a swim, then deciding to get out right next to your home and drop through the neighboring property.
All right,
Well,
gentlemen.
that's exactly it, right?
I've heard they're gigantic. Like they're intimidating.
They are. They're huge. Yeah, they're huge.
And they say the females are even more, like the males are not even as scary as the females, particularly during when they've just had their babies. So.
Yep. Whatever estrus or whatever, or what, when they're, you want to steer clear. But I mean, my sister-in-law hit one in her car, and it literally split her car in half. And if she had hit it just a little bit more to one side, it would have, that's and you hit these things and they are solid, and they will rip a car to shreds. Anyway,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
we don't have to worry about Bigfoot. It's moose.
It's moose. Yeah,
the moose are scary. I'll put it this way: if the moose are scared of Bigfoot and a moose can split a car in half, okay, I don't want to ever go anywhere and witness Bigfoot then, because Bigfoot must be gigantic if it can tear apart a moose. It's like, get out of my way! You just tore the Hyundai apart. That's okay. I'm going to tear a city apart or something. I don't know. Crazy. Anyway, you can tell I'm not an outdoor person. So
yeah.
Are we ready for our picks of the week?
Yes.
All right, cool.
How we start with us?
I thought you were going to start.
Oh, I'm going to start.
You were.
Hi, everyone. I'm Christian, and my pick of the week is Pride. Pride is this fantastic show, obviously for the Gay Pride season that's coming up, Gay Pride Month, which is June. It is a show that is every episode is about a decade, and they start in the 50s, and they're talking about what it was, what the gay community, what being gay in the 50s and the gay community, what was going on in each era. So they've done the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. I just watched the 80s, the 90s, which I was currently partially into, and then they also have the 2000. And it's an amazing. It's gripping. It's educational. It's amazing because you're watching eras that you didn't live through, and it helps you to, well, as a gay man or I'd say any minority, it helps you to realize that the fight for civil rights was not just civil rights for Black people. It also was it was opening the door for civil rights for gay people, for any minority that exists in our country. And that in the 50s was when the ball started rolling. The 60s when the ball was still building up some speed. But there are some amazing individuals who did amazingly courageous and impactful things that impact my life to this day. So Pride is definitely worth a watch, no matter what your sexual preference or orientation or sexuality or sex. God, I don't know what all to say. It's a fantastic show to watch. Highly recommend it.
Alrighty, so my pick of the week is a show called Startup on Netflix. You'll find it there. Ken Taylor was actually the one that started me on this, and I'm binging it in a big way because it is about this startup Bitcoin startup that this computer programmer and this drug dealer that's part of a ghetto. He's the hustler and the seller, and then you've got the mover and the shaker in the business world, and it's this compilation of all three of these individuals that have the next greatest idea for cryptocurrency. And it's a highly addictive show because there's all of these twists and turns that happen throughout the show, and highly recommend it.
And my pick of the week is a show called Texacanas. It is one season. It showed originally on Bravo, and it's about 6 women in San Antonio who are socialites, but they really are navigating their lives in the United States as immigrants, most of them, and how they survive. But it's basically the Housewives series, but with Latinas. And so if you've ever wanted to learn some Latino culture in a funny way, I totally recommend Texacanas. Go check it out. And that is my pick of the week. And let me bring the gentleman back. And we have some people that joined us while we were, where are we? Crystal Kent, welcome to the show. She's late for a very important date. Hi, Crystal. Obviously, the ladies are having their own conversation now, so that's cool. Yes, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard some really good things about it. So
it is fantastic. It is so well
awesome.
done.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
The show.
It's not just the gay thing. It is actually pretty amazing. Yeah, that was the 80s. Yeah, that was totally it, Mike. Of course, dead on. We survived through we all survived through that. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, Texacanas is pretty funny. And if you want to see Latinas, Tejanas in their element.
In culture, too. In culture.
Yeah. It reminded me.
How many seasons are there, Dan?
It's just one. I went and looked to see if there was going to be more episodes, but they stopped it, and the COVID shut them down, and I don't think they're coming back.
Oh, okay.
But it's like being. It took me back to Texas. It was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yes, go check those shows out. These are great. I've watched Startup. I really like Startup, and it's a good show. So, and
Well,
I haven't watched Pride
Startup
yet.
I've only gotten through season 1 of Startup, and I'm completely sold.
Oh, I was sold after the first first couple of episodes, and it's one of those shows, right, that you just binge it right through.
Yeah. That's the only reason I haven't watched season 2 is because every time I think about it, I look at the clock and I'm like, no, it's too late because I won't stop.
I know.
Like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's our problem. When I'm over at Christian's house, we start binging things, and well, I like to stop after a little bit. Because I get overwhelmed with the same show for
When we're
too
over at
long.
Christian's house, everything goes wrong. Now, when you're here, everything's right.
I didn't say things were wrong, Mister. That's just your subconscious talking to you. I said there's only so many episodes. We want to watch more, but I
Reading
don't.
between the lines, just like
You know what? I'm gonna get some moose jaw later. I had to go there. I want to make sure that. Yeah, I got you. If you folks want to check out, if you want to check out more about Ross, go follow him on his Twitter account. What else are you working on, Ross? What else is going on in your life?
Well, what I should have actually sort of opened with when I was telling a little bit about myself, I'm currently one of the founding board members on Sask Pain, which is the organization here in Saskatchewan that what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a difference with those who not only deal with what I'm dealing with, but chronic pain as a whole, right? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect people with the right medical professionals. We're trying to we're in the middle of a research study right now, trying to figure out what needs to, some of the things that need to change, within our healthcare throughout the province. But anyway, I work with that, and then as well, doing a lot of work, obviously, in Crips Awareness Day here in the province of Saskatchewan, which I would like to eventually take nationally. I've actually put in paperwork with our federal government to have it declared right across the country. So I'm trying to do that right now. Those are the two big ones. They take a lot of time. Of course, I've got my fingers in a lot of smaller stuff too that I do. Don't even. And yeah, so I'm trying to, I'm just trying to make a difference in whatever way I can, right? It's tough, and because I'm sick, so I'm dealing with my own stuff, and I do what I can. I also do a lot with Ken and Barbie for a lot of writing for their magazine, I Pain Living, and
I was on that magazine. I was on the cover.
You got a cover.
I was on the cover of that, folks. Just so
so I do, yeah. I do a lot with them. I do, so I'm gonna be. I give a care rate. Yep. And so I'm going to be doing they've got a walk coming up, walk, run, or roll. Do it in whatever way you can, but it all goes towards, obviously, chronic pain. So I do a lot with them as well. So yeah, I do a fair amount.
Yeah. So Barbie and Ken, if you're listening, you also guys do a whole lot. Please come and be guest host on the Christian and Daniel show.
You guys
would love to have you.
Other too.
Yes, I was on the cover of the same magazine that Paula Abdul was part of. So yeah, Ross is awesome. I mean, they're not only do I love this guy, and we've been there for each other in like tough times from distance, but He works hard. He's so passionate about what he does, and you're funny as hell. I love you, man. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Again, understand, like he said, he's not doing this at 100%. Like he's not, oh, I feel great every day, and it's just another beautiful day. He's dealing with he deals with a lot, and he's putting the effort in because it's his passion to help and support others and help other people. So someday, maybe we'll have a better take on this and can help manage the pain and get through this stuff a little more gracefully.
Can you imagine a Christian and Daniel, Ken and Barbie show?
That would be great.
That's a lot. I mean, yes, I think the world is ready for it.
Christian Ken, Barbie, and Daniel, kitty, meow, meow. That is it, guys. Obviously, I have way too much time. I'll put it this way: I watch TikTok in a certain place that unfortunately I can't avoid using every day. So I get way too many episodes, way too many short little videos in, and there's these 3 girls. Daniel actually sent me this video of these 3 girls who have these super heavy Southern accents. So they're like, wing, 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 wing. To me, that's what it sounds like. But they're all, and one girl goes, gay marriage. And you're like, what? And then another girl comes on and she's all, and you're like, what did she even say? And then this other girl's making fun of them, and she's all, kitty, kitty, meow, meow. It's just hilarious. And her hair's all messed up. Like, she looks like she
Oh my God.
have a wing.
I wish I could find it right now. So I could show
I
it.
know we were supposed to have it set up for today so people would get the joke.
It just totally.
Once again, Daniel drops the ball, right?
It's been a rough game. It must be the lunar eclipse. That happened at 4 a.m.
I'm gonna have to. We're gonna break. I promise next episode, we will show it.
It's so funny.
Yes,
We've
because
been
I can't.
laughing individually on our own, like because Daniel was here most of this week, except for today, and we crack each other up. We just keep doing it. We'll be like at the oddest moment. You'll just be like, oh no, can you hear me?
Well, we're almost
You're
out of
the
time.
only people who get that great a kick out of it. So
Yeah, you had. It's one of those things you have to see to.
hashtag 50+ on TikTok.
That's the thing that the older I get, just the smallest things just catch my attention.
Like today, I sent him a thing where this guy who's obviously in a cowboy bar, or maybe it's a gay cowboy bar, I don't know. He is like doing the exact choreography to Britney Spears' "I'm a Slave for You" in the middle of this bar. And you're like, and it doesn't look like the bar where I'd be a little intimidated doing it, because it looked like to me like a bar in Texas.
No, and it is a gay bar though.
It has to be, otherwise he would have been tossed out.
Yeah, it's a gay bar.
He's doing it pretty good.
But before we go, I want to remind all of you that we have shows all through the week. Please join us here every Wednesday for the Christian and Daniel Show at 6 p.m. Pacific Time.
Yeah. Oh.
On Fridays, it's the Card Devo at 5 p.m. And on Saturdays, we have 2 Put It Together conversations at noon and 5, with an occasional special show thrown out just to keep y'all entertained. If you have not seen my book, this is my book, Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game. You can get it in any of these 5 outlets. Go check it out. It's out for sale now. It launched officially on the 21st, so you can order it and have it delivered as soon as possible. But Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game, go find it. And we have merchandise. I forgot again to do that. There is Grumpy Bunny t-shirts available now. So we will be wearing our shirts probably next episode. So you folks can see it, and we'll put the site out so you can go order it. And coming soon, it's the Little Mexican Productions Inc. store on Etsy. So we're going to have our store out with mugs for every one of the shows and t-shirts for you folks to buy and to be part of the show. And anyway, I just got caught with my bracelet.
Wow, you are having a day.
I think
Oh, my
he definitely
God.
needs. I think he definitely needs to go to the spa in Moose Jaw here.
Yeah,
Moose
exactly.
Jaw.
The moose jaw. Work under those big. Work under it.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. And Michael Moran, you missed Moose Jaw, Regina, and lunar eclipses.
Kitty kitty meow meow.
Oh, yes, of course. I
yeah.
will send you. Yeah, for sure. I will send you the links.
And also note, Daniel's book is now being translated into Spanish, so it's going to be internationally released too.
Thank you.
Hey,
yes,
and
it is in the
send me
process
the
of being.
links too. Send me the links too, and I'll put them up on my site.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. The book is being reviewed in Spanish as we speak. So we're connecting with some children in Mexico that are actually, for those of you that don't know, the book has a glossary at the end so that we don't dummy down the book. We make kids smarter. And we sent it to, we want to make them smarter. We don't dummy down.
We want to make them more woke and enlightened.
Well, yeah, okay.
Smarter.
We want them to learn more. We want them to know more and not dummy down. The whole point is we don't dummy down books. I hated when I was a kid that books got dummied down. I wanted to learn when I get a book. So the book is about learning. Shut up, Christian. And
okay, Daniel, okay. I hear you.
It is being reviewed in Spanish right now so that we can find the words that and that's what's holding up.
It'll be really good.
Also, if you're a fan of the card Devo, finally, the card Devo Oracle card deck, the learning deck it's being reviewed as we speak too. It is out to some people to be reviewed, and hopefully by the end of the year we will have the card Devo's official Oracle card learning deck
available on the Little Mexican Productions Incorporated.
Yes. Anything else before we go, Ross? Oh, sorry. Thank you, babe.
No, I think I'm good. I appreciate you guys having me on, and anytime. I mean, you want to have me back, we can talk about other things. There's more than just moose.
There's moose, Regina, and moose jaw.
Well, there's maple syrup. There's moose.
There's maple syrup. There's lots of things we can talk about with Canada.
And the supposed
just for the record
of iced coffee.
How dare you, Michael Moran? How dare you? How dare you, sir? We will have a conversation after this. Babe, you talk. I can't talk right now.
Oh, Ross, we'd love to have you back on, and we'd love to talk about more. We probably won't mention where you live or that it's in the middle. Western Central Canada, and no, Ross, it's been a pleasure, and your energy comes through. Your positive energy comes through, and considering that I kind of know what you've been through this last couple of years, and through Daniel, God bless you, man. I would not be as pleasant as you are if I had.
You know what? It's all about just trying to look at it in a positive and turn that negative. I want to turn that negative into a positive wherever I can, right? You can't believe in the negative. Sure, you're allowed to have a bit of a pity party and you're allowed to get in touch with your emotions and all of that, but I truly believe that you've got to look for the positive in everything that you face, right? And so no, I appreciate it, and anytime.
Awesome. We will have to have you back. We got some comments coming. I haven't read my concentration book, but I know the toilet paper went. Oh God. Yes, Ross is so awesome. For now, I want to thank all of you. Thank Ross for joining us here on the show today. Thank you so much. Thank you for making us laugh. For everybody watching, remember, you can catch us on 4 different Facebook pages. So any one of them you're on, make sure you comment, like, and follow us. If you're watching us on LinkedIn, thank you for joining us. Our friends on YouTube, will you please scroll down, hit that submit button? I'm sorry, that subscribe button, and hit the subscribe button and like the video. Shut up, Christian. And all our friends on Twitter, will you mind retweeting the show so that your friends and family can check it out too?
And tell your friends you're retweeting it to subscribe.
Yes. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Ross. And all of you who joined the conversation, thank you for being part of the show. And we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.